Hello and welcome back to UDL Farming. So we're back on the farm. We're in the first day of early summer, and as you can see we've got a load of new equipment. It's not ours. So Toby Law and Scott Nix, two local farmers, have offered us some payment to go and do some baling on their two fields. So we thought me and Nighthawk would group together and do them both in one go. So let's start heading that way. Nighthawk's managed to load most of the other equipment we need on our low loader. There's me getting stuck straight away. Misjudged the turning, it's never a good start. So always the problem with having things on your back is making sure you get the turning correct. There we go, I'm through. Not as polished as professional as I'd like, but I'm through. So it's been an interesting time on the farm. We have managed to make some money recently due to baling the rest of our grass and selling it at the BGA. We made actually enough to be able to sell quite a lot of it and pay off £15,000 of our loan, which is a very good result. That's the first amount we've managed to pay off so far. And on top of that, we have also managed to pay Nighthawk some wages.
Yep.
Which I'm sure he's pleased with. I think it came to about £17,000 in total.
Yep. I did have to work for it. You weren't very forthcoming with it.
No. We do like to make people work for their wages. But yeah, it's been quite a good time at the minute. We're making money slowly and steadily. And we're still probably a month away from harvest time when we should make the bulk of our money, as long as the weather stays with us. We've only had like an hour's worth of rain in total this year, so we need the weather to stay good, and then we should have a good harvest, and then hopefully we should be able to pay off quite a bit more of the loan, which will help us in the long run. I think we worked out the loan itself, interest alone, has cost us like £30,000 so far this year. So the more we can get down, the better at this point. So we're just doing Toby Law's baling first. Just got to make our way around the fields to get to field 13, which is just up here on the right. And here we are, this is field 13. So if we unfold the mower, lower, turn on. And if we unfold the front mower, lower and turn on. What we should do is move the back one to the right a little bit. There we go. And we should have a decent run. So Nighthawk is going to follow us with the baler and bale as we go. That's the plan. We could use the wind raker that's provided for this as well, but we kind of just thought we'd just follow with the baler and it shouldn't be too bad. And then we have to go and deliver it, and then we have another contract, like we say, to go and do some more baling, which should earn us a decent amount of money is the plan. Whether we'll get it done in a day or not, or we'll have to come back to finish it off, we're not too sure at this point. see how it all goes. It's quite nice using bigger tractors compared to what we actually have on the farm. I think I've just got caught on a tree by the looks of things. Yeah. Spin that round. There we go. So the only problem with doing the edge of a field is where the trees are. I'm well and truly caught now. Yeah, my driving isn't really up to scratch today by the looks of things. Right, what I'll do is detach and reattach, I think. Yeah, my driving is definitely not up to scratch at this point. Hopefully Nighthawk's having a better go of it. There we go, we've got it out. That is always the problem with the edging. What I could do is actually swap this. So if we lower, turn on, and go from that side. I've missed a section there, but we can go back.
I'm just looking at your straight lines at the moment.
Yeah, they're not very straight. My driving is horrendous this morning. How's that looking behind us? That's missing a chunk, so if we turn that a little bit that way, it should even it out. Yeah, we thought this would be the fastest way of doing this, by doing it together. It's just all about making money as quickly as possible, but as making it as economical as possible as well for the farm. We've also finished sowing the soybeans in the top part of our field that we split. So the reason we picked soybeans was the harvest will be after the other two fields. So it gives us the time to get the other two fields harvested and then go back to do the soybeans. That was the plan. So although the field isn't that big, I think this might take us a little while. So what we'll do is we'll come back when we've loaded the bales on the trailer and are ready to go and deliver. So we'll see you again soon. So here we are, it's now half midnight and we have managed to load some onto our flatbed trailer. The tools they gave us weren't brilliant, so we've actually used our own bale spike and bought a second one just to make it a little bit easier. I won't show you the stacking of the flatbed because it's pretty laughable at this point, and plus there's still more to go back to the field and get. So we're just delivering these while Nighthawk, in his words, rounds up the marshmallows. And then we will hopefully get the last lot loaded in, and by the time we're done that, it will be probably morning before we even start the second contract of baling. But that's okay. That's not too bad. We've got one job done. It's taken us most of the day. Although we didn't start till quite late on because we were finishing off the seeding of the soybeans, to be fair. Right. Just got to go fairly slowly. I don't want to lose any, especially not in the ford there. We haven't got too far to travel to get these into the sell point. I'm hoping I can just reverse it in and sell them that way. Otherwise, I've got to get Nighthawk to bring a tractor across with bale spike to get them off.
You're not happening. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, it's had a long day. We shall see how this goes.
Pick them up.
So I'm just being very cautious driving at this point. I just realised I've got to go up quite a big steep hill as well to get out the farm. Could be interesting at this point. At least I'll find out how many I've lost coming back, because I should be able to spot them on the way back. Is kind of my thinking at this point. So this was meant to be easy money for us. A couple of baling contracts. It's turned into a day of hardship, but we'll get there. So, just up the drive, and then we'll take a right turn. I do hate driving in the dark, I must admit. We'll take a right turn here, and then it should be straight across. And it's actually the sell point is where the satellite farm we're looking to buy in the future is. That's the actual sell point, to be honest. Carefully, have a car going past. There we go. I've got full beam on, so I am probably blinding other cars, but easiest way of being able to see it at this point. Okay, so the farm with the sell point, it should be on the left hand side just up here. It's just here. Gate's already open, that's a bonus. They're obviously expecting us. And then the sell point is straight ahead, I think. I could be wrong here. Oh yeah, the sell point is in the shed. Okay, so I think I've got to reverse the trailer in there. Yeah, as you probably can now tell as I'm having a look for my turning circle, the stacking isn't brilliant. I must admit I prefer square bales. They're a lot easier to transport.
It'd be easier if we had a round barrel transporter.
Yeah, true. And I also hate reversing trailers. So let's see me mess this up, shall we? I'm taking it very slowly at this point. That's the only thing with these, I've noticed they move around a lot on their own. Okay. Kind of hoping they start disappearing off the trailer any minute now. They are. There we go. 17% transported. And I'm in.
17.
Yeah. There's only like one or two come off, to be fair. It's the angle I went in at.
Oh, I've lost. Can't see where the opening is for this field.
That is the problem with this time of night. Okay. Watching this is probably very, very painful, admittedly. But I will get it in there. There is a reason that Nighthawk does a lot of the transporting contracts. It's not my forte. That's better. 51%. $91. There's one now floating in the air. I'm hoping if I take the straps off it might sell it. Oh, it's just going to fall on my head and now then we'll have trouble moving it. It's going to be one of those. It's fallen. Where's it gone? 97%. So what's left in the field, we'll finish the contract. Probably one more bale, and then I'm not sure how many bales are left in the field.
I've got them on the back of my truck.
All of them.
Yep. Well, as far as I can see, I think I've got them on the back of the truck.
How many do you think you've got on the back of the truck?
It's kind of hard. It's dark.
I know. Tell me about it.
And I've lost where I'm meant to be going. I'm stuck in a field. I'm just going to have to apologise to the farmer.
You are, if you turn, we're looking at the satellite imagery of you now. So if you turn right, follow that along, and then you'll see the opening to the farm.
Yeah, don't I want the shop?
Just go through the farm.
Oh, how have I managed to make it this far?
You've done well. No, I don't know. Depends if the map's accurate to you. Keep going straight, left out the gate, up the gravel, and then up the hill, and then turn right at the main road. I think we did well directing him there.
Yeah,
so
that wasn't too bad. That wasn't bad.
So what we do, we'll let Nighthawk get here with his. We can deliver those, and then we will probably wait for the morning to start the second contract. I think that's probably the best aim at this point, mainly because it's a bit dark right now. So we'll wait for Nighthawk to get here, and then we will probably see you in the morning at this point. The gate is open. Here he comes now. And there he is. I assume I need to drive him in, don't I?
No, I'm on yours.
Good point. So straight ahead. Where's he gone? Where are you going? Or are you reversing? He's done well to get them on there, to be fair. I wasn't expecting to get that many on. So we should make quite a bit of money just on the excess. I think one bale is what we need to actually finish contract.
Can you get a torch on so I can see where I'm going?
Yes.
Thank you. I wasn't going to crashing into things, like.
Towards me. Left hand down, right hand down. We finished the contract. Wait, stop. There you go. It didn't give us any extra money.
Oh, really?
And I think I know why.
Go on.
Because that sell point doesn't exist currently, does it?
Because we don't own it.
I know it does for silage, to be fair. But they probably weren't silage yet, were they? So that's contract completed. So what we'll do, we'll see you in the morning when we're ready to do the second contract. We're just going to let Nighthawk get some duty sleep first.
Oh yes, I need a lot.
Good morning. So we finished quite late in the early hours last night. Nighthawk managed to get some duty sleep. That's why we're starting a little bit later than I wanted to this morning, but I couldn't get him out of bed, annoyingly.
Slave labour.
Definitely slave labour, but he's going to earn his money. The way we run the farm is Nighthawk, Crazy Irish and Millipede are contractors. They have their own little farm, so it enables them to do contracts of their own, put the money back into the farm. For Nighthawk's contract that he accepted, I've had to jump onto his farm in game to actually have access to everything. But we're here at Field 9. We did our contract yesterday, or UDL's contract yesterday, and as you saw, we delivered that late last night. We did make a massive error, we found, is we delivered more than we needed to, whereas normally you'd have some left over and you'd gain money for that. We delivered too many in one shot, unfortunately for us, so we've lost out a little bit. But there are some bales in the field that we hadn't collected and we couldn't see in the dark, so we will gain some more money out of the contract. But the contract, I think we got £7,820 by the end of it. It's not bad, but a lot of hard work. But here we are, we're here to do Field 9 today, hopefully be a lot quicker than yesterday. We've got our tractors with us, which are going to be with the bow spikes, so should be a little bit easier. Nighthawk's going to start cutting the grass, and we are going to do the windbreaker behind him. I better make sure them forks are out of the way. That should be okay. We're definitely still been fairly lucky with the weather. We're not really seeing rain at all, which is quite good. Temperature's not too bad this morning, 8 degrees. So it's not too bad for us. But yeah, with this one we're going to be a little bit more careful of how much we take to the sell point to finish the contract off. We're going to try and keep some back at a time. Just that way we can maximise profit. And that is the benefit to contracts. You don't deliver everything in one go. Because you will lose out on the extra money if you're not careful. And at this point in time we need to maximise as much money as possible for the farm. We're just following Nighthawk round. Don't tell me my driving has got me stuck again. It has indeed on the hedge line. My driving, so yesterday and today, has been horrendous, I know.
It's all the time.
I've also noticed my windbreaker's not working. Because it didn't lower when I started. It would have helped if I'd lowered the windbreaker at the start, admittedly. But there we go, we'll try again. It has not been a good couple of days for me. We will soon catch Nighthawk up, so I'm not too worried. You don't have to windbreak when cutting grass. It does make it a lot easier for baling though, admittedly. As we found. Well, we knew, we don't generally windbreak most of the time. It takes more time away. But it is a lot easier for baling, so it is worth doing if you have the chance to. And especially since the equipment's leased anyway, so it was part of what we were given to do the contract with. It made sense for us to use it while it's here. I think this field is probably slightly smaller than the one we did yesterday. I think, I could be wrong. It is still as sloped as yesterday's one. Yesterday's one, we can find a lot of the bales were rolling quite often. And this should make it a little bit easier when we come to baling. One thing I will say, the Fiat 1300s we're using on the farm, they're one of the cheapest tractors we could get. And as money was tight when we started the farm, they are on the mod hub. They've been workhorses for us, and I'm pretty impressed with how well they've done. They've handled most things. They can lack a bit of power, but ploughing hasn't been an issue for them. Seeding hasn't been, you know, yes, they're a bit slower than probably your better tractors and your more expensive ones, but it is worth sometimes having a look at the smaller tractors. Not a massive fan of the colour, admittedly. I don't think Nighthawk's doing as good a job as we did yesterday. It's missing quite a lot of grass.
Yeah, but I'm trying to go follow the grass, well the grass I'll cut, but because you've windrowed it, it sort of goes away from it. So I realised I couldn't follow the lines.
There's always an excuse for my workers. I'm noticing this more and more. Who wants more money?
If you paid me more, there'd be less excuse.
That is always the way. So this is obviously going to take us a little while. So what we'll do is we'll come back probably at the stage we've loaded the bales on the vehicle. The reason for this is more that I hate loading bales on a vehicle and I generally make a mess of it. So to save myself the embarrassment, as my driving has been horrific for the last couple of days, we'll probably come back once it's loaded and ready to go and deliver. Okay, so we'll see you hopefully not too long. So here we are, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We have managed to finish the field Nighthawk got the contract for. We're just following him now to the sell point. We've also collected the leftover bales from the contract we finished late last night, the ones we couldn't see. We're going to save those back because the bales haven't quite turned the silage yet, which is why we didn't get any extra money for the extra bales we put in. We're going to put in the minimum we need to complete the contract and then probably store the rest of the biogas and then wait for them to turn the silage and then sell them at the biogas. That's kind of our thinking at this point. But we'll just see the 2 days worth of work through by putting these in. It might be a case of manually unloading them just to make sure. I'm not sure at this point. We don't want to sell too many and lose out. That's why I followed Nighthawk here. We won't see the percentage. I'm back on the UDL farm now, so we won't see the percentage, so he's got to be a bit careful reversing it in. There's a lot of weight on that trailer at this point. I'm glad we're using the tractor that is loaned to us for the contract.
Yeah, I don't think ours was going to deal with this one.
No. It's a good chance to have a quick look around this farm. This is the one we're looking at as a satellite farm. So you can have your pigs in here. Some pigsties. We're not particularly keen on pigs. Mainly because they cost a lot of money to keep going to make money. And then over here, I'm pretty sure somewhere around here there is also a chicken shed. Shed there. Kind of go around the back now. Oh, I'm still getting the notification of amounts. There's a bunker silo there. It's quite cool. Fuel drum. And I thought there was a chicken shed. There is. I know there's a chicken shed there somewhere. Ah, and there's chicken feed there. So I'm assuming there will be chicken somewhere around here as well. 84%.
Contract's finished.
No, it's 84%.
Contract's finished.
Okay. Contract's finished. The bales are a little bit floaty at this point.
Yeah, don't know what I'm going to do with that.
Strap. Oh, you missed one. Nearly. Right, we're just going to pick up this bale and put it back on. We can't obviously finish contract while we're still using the green tractor, to be honest. But yeah, so our thinking now is we'll go and put these by the biogas, wait for them to turn the silage, and then we can sell them at the biogas. That's currently our plan. That could change, but that is the plan as it stands. This is where you're going to see my awful trailer loading skills. I'll try and be better this time. To be fair, the second contract didn't take us half as long.
And we had 4 bales from this last first contract. That's why we have quite a few bales left.
Yeah, so that should make us a decent amount of money, to be honest. So we'll take them to the biogas now. But we'll say goodbye here, and hopefully when we next see you, they'll have turned to silage and we'll have been able to sell them. And if we look at, while we're here, if we quickly look at the seasons, we're still a little way off harvest. We're still a month and a half away off harvest season, and that's depending on how our wheat is going and at what point we're able to harvest it. We're hoping to get some more contracts. This is the first baling contracts come up, and subcontracting to other farmers at the minute is keeping the farm afloat, so it is definitely a must for us at this point. We may even have our grass ready to recut shortly, and that will hopefully earn us some more money. But yeah, this is, like I say, the farm we're hoping to buy as a satellite farm. It's going to cost us about £60,000, but that is what we're thinking. It's a little bit run down in places, but there's a lot of important features we don't have that we could utilise, and it's also a bigger place for animals. So that's currently our thinking. These plans do change a lot. We do seem to change our minds quite a bit. But yeah, so that is currently the aim. We shall see how we go with that, I think. So hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.